Hello and welcome to Miami.
Hello, or should I say buongiorno e benvenute.
Oh, okay.
Getting some Italian out there because we're getting a little taste of Europe this week. You want to tell them why?
Yes, because we are on MSC's new ship, World America, and they are an Italian cruise line.
Yes.
And so we are on it for the naming ceremony, as well as a 3-night celebratory cruise. It's a media cruise.
So it'll look a little different.
Yes. We're really excited, and first we want to say thank you to Brightline because Brightline provided us tickets to come down from Orlando to Miami.
Yeah, that's how we got our day started. Very early. It was a 5:25 train ride to start, so we set our alarm for 3 a.m. So it was very early.
If you've ever experienced the drive from Orlando to Miami, you know that it's not the best. It's kind of boring and starts to feel long. So having the train from Orlando to Miami is fantastic.
It makes it very easy.
Yep, you can just kind of chill. And we were provided premium tickets, which allows you access to a lounge pre-boarding the train. And then it allows you complimentary food items and wine and liquor and beer as you travel on the train.
Yes.
So it's kind of a nice, relaxing way to get your trip started, especially if you're going down to Miami to get over to the port of Miami to hop on a cruise ship, which is what we're going to do.
We've actually never done an MSC cruise, so this will be our first time. Let us know in the comments if you've ever done an MSC cruise before. I'm actually very excited because I've heard very good things.
Yes. One other thing to note, just logistically, the Brightline station is super close to the port of Miami.
Yes.
So it's not going to take us long. We're kind of chilling here. We're kind of early this morning. We got in about 8:45 a.m. and we can't board till 11 a.m. So we're just hanging around the train station here in downtown Miami because it's only like a 10-minute Uber ride from here to the port.
But in your terms, you're going to see a quick jump to us getting on it. So
yes,
we're going to try to show you all the things that we experience, whether that's dining, entertainment, activities, all the fun stuff.
All right, let's get started.
I was going to say enough talking about it. Let's go do it.
Let's go.
The terminal. It is really, really huge.
Careful.
Okay. All right, so we just made it through the terminal, went through security, checkpoint, dropped our bags off and everything. This terminal is solely for MSC, and it is massive. So we're about to finally board. I'm super excited. Morning.
Welcome to our cabin 9185. We are on the 9th deck. I believe it's the Seattle deck. We'll have to confirm that. Each deck is named by a different city. I believe specifically in the US because we are on World America. As you come into the cabin, immediately to the right is the bathroom. You have a walk-in shower, commode, and one sink in the vanity. I like the layout here because as you sit on the commode, you're not like right up against a wall the way they've positioned it. I just like the way it's set up. Leaving the restroom, as you come into the rest of the room, kind of straight ahead, you have a vanity area with some shelves. And at this vanity area, you also have your mini fridge. And there is some items stocked in the mini fridge, and there's a sheet of paper on top of the mini fridge that gives you pricing on that. And then on the opposite side of the vanity, there is a set of drawers, and one of those drawers has the safe for the cabin. At the vanity, there's also plugs for you. You might look like there's not US plugs, but there's 2 US plug outlets, plus there's USB. I don't see USB-C, I just see USB, but there might be, yes, there is a USB-C there as well. You also have your phone for the cabin is here. It is not by the bed. It is at the vanity. And you also have a little rack with information, and that's where they store the remote. And then there's some shelving on the left-hand side of the vanity. The closet space in here is really nice. They have some cubbies for you and shelving, as well as drawers on one side. And the other side, you have your traditional closet where you can hang clothes. And right next to the closet is the couch. I believe the couch will also transform into a bed as well. And beyond the couch is the bed, which is right behind me. And there is a nightstand on each side of the bed, which I like. And there's a cubby for each nightstand. So there is definitely some storage. There's nice lighting features. So if you're reading and your partner is sleeping, you won't annoy them too much with the lighting, because they have a light that you can direct in the direction that you would like. And there is storage under the bed here, which is always a must for us to save space in cabins. We love it when the cruise ships allow you to store your luggage underneath the bed. For the TV, it looks like you have maybe a 36, 40-inch TV here in this cabin. And then you have the balcony. This cabin does have a balcony, which is very nice. Right now we have beautiful views of Miami because we're still here in port. And you have 2 chairs and a side table out on the balcony. Since this is a media cruise, the ship is not sailing at 100% capacity. I think it's like 1/4 capacity. And because of that, there's some open cabins that they have available for us to tour. So we're going to be checking out some other cabins besides the one we are staying in for this sailing. Check our YouTube channel. We're going to have those on our YouTube channel. Just a one-off video, short video showing other cabins. We're especially going to show you the Yacht Club, which is their club level concierge here at MSC. But so far, I really like the room layout. I like the amount of storage. I definitely could probably stay here for 7 nights on a 7-night sailing, which I believe this is what the World America ship, I believe it's doing 7-night itineraries. Good morning. We are at Il Mercato. This is our first full day on the ship. We're starting out here for breakfast. We're going to show you what they have. First of all, this restaurant has a bridge that has a quote-unquote glass bottom on it, so you can see below. It's just a vibe. It's very nice. We're not here for that. We're here to show you the food, so let's go check out the food. So we're checking out the breakfast buffet. We have the Continental Bakery here. They have chocolate croissants, plain croissants, sugar brioche, raisin swirl. They have whole fruits. And then we have some savory options here, the pastrami eggs. There is loaded tater tots with cheese, bacon crumble, and scallions. And then we have what looks like a little bit more of an English breakfast here. Baked beans, there's rice, turkey sausage, and bacon. We have a cereal station. They have some flavors here. I guess like jam. I've never seen jam in a situation like this before. Cold milk. They have different cereals here to choose from. Here we're at the hot breakfast station. So we have another thing of baked beans here, Hawaiian casserole with pineapples, onions, mushroom, and potato. This is their cheese omelet, ham and cheese omelet. There's some more baked goods here. As we swing around, we have hash browns, we have hard-boiled eggs, pork sausage, bacon.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. And then we have And then we have fried eggs here. We have some fixings here. And then this is more oriental, so they're putting together like fried rice here, and you can do like a fried rice. And miso soup, and then they have a plain congee soup. Let's not forget the beverage. So we have a selection of teas here. Of course, water and ice station, coffee, and we have juices here. Orange juice. This one is blank, so I'm not sure what that one is, but then this is pineapple and passion orange guava. And then we have a milk station here. They also have soy milk here and half. So all these beverages here are included in the standard cruise fare on MSC. This is pretty cool. So we were here on this bridge, and then you can come through here, and there's kind of it is an outdoor seating area. This is beautiful, and then you have views down the middle of the ship. We are on the sports deck, and as you can see behind me, they have bumper cars out this evening. It is a basketball court that they turn into a bumper cart court, if you will. Also behind me, it's dark, but it's the full outdoor sports deck. They have obstacle course here that you can get strapped in and do an obstacle course. They have water slides up here as well. They have the cliffhanger, which is the only swing that goes over the ocean on a cruise ship. We did it. We were a little nervous once we sat down and started it. Yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking, but I think after a few more times, I think I could get a little bit used to it. But beautiful views, because we were docked at Ocean Cay. We got to see the whole island, so beautiful views of Ocean Cay from the cliffhanger. The other thing that's here is the jaw drop, which is you climb into a shark's mouth, and I believe it's one of the, if not one of the longest dry slides at sea. So that was fun. The one thing I liked about this slide is that there's lots of windows, so you could see the promenade as you came down from deck 20 down to, I think it's deck 7 or 8 is where you go down to. So that was a lot of fun. We did that. Some other things you can do on the ship are shows. So they have a Dirty Dancing show. They have, tonight we did dueling piano in one of the bars, the Loft. In the Loft they had comedians. They have different shows throughout the sailing. So you need to pay attention to the app, or the digital boards throughout the ship will tell you what's going on. And you can even register for those things, because some of those do require you to reserve a spot. So stay tuned to that. Be of mind or in mind of that as you're sailing. You might need to reserve some of the spots for those shows, those type of things. Keep in mind there is also shopping. So you have luxury goods, you have kind of souvenir stuff that you can get. There's also a next cruise desk if you want to book your next cruise. They have that here as well. Pay attention to the photo moments. There was lots of photo moments throughout the ship today. I think one of the reasons was it's our last day at sea. Your last day at sea might be similar, where they're trying to make sure people capture those memories and get their photos. Of course, there's an upcharge for those type of things, but they are readily available here on MSC. If you're into gambling, they have a beautiful casino. They have tables, they have electronic gambling machines, and there's a big, beautiful bar in the middle of the casino.
So we are in the entryway of the MSC gym powered by Techno Gym. And so it's all new equipment, very fancy, very elegant. But it's everything you can think of under the sun, whether it's free weights, Stairmaster, treadmill, lifted special machines, anything to think of that's here. And while I was in here earlier, I saw there were trainers on the floor, so you could probably get some special assistance if needed. And the hours of operation for this sailing were 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. So for those early risers, it's open at 6 a.m. Rise and shine.
We're standing in front of MSC's Aria Spa, and it is beautiful. The thermal spa in here is fantastic. There's so many different treatment rooms. There's dry sauna, there's steam room. There is a snow ice room, like crazy looking snow ice room. There is a pool in here with waterfall feature. It is beautiful inside. Now, you can do just the thermal spa experience. I'm not going to give prices, not 100% sure of the prices at this point, but you're going to want to check for your specific sailing anyway, because they can vary from sailing to sailing, so check for your sailing. They also have treatments like massages that you can book here. Make sure to come when you get on the ship, and this is for any cruise line. When you get on the ship, you want to come straight to the spa if you don't already have your services booked for your sailing, because those spots fill up really quick. There's a limited number of spots, and people see these spas and they want to come and partake in them. So make sure as soon as you get on board, come over to the spa and book your appointments. But this place is beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful we've seen, and I think probably has some of the most like treatments within the thermal suite that we've seen. There's a salt room too, which is really nice. That is included in the thermal suite when you reserve a spot for the thermal experience, that you get the salt room as well. There's lots in here to make you feel renewed after a day at the beach. On this celebratory cruise, we got to participate in the naming ceremony. And we're in the cabin after our evening out doing the naming ceremony and then dinner. But what the naming ceremony involved was the executives from MSC coming up on stage, doing their thank yous. They talked about the MSC Foundation, which is giving back to the global community, as well as marine conservation. And tomorrow we're going to their island, Ocean Cay, which is, they have a whole station set up there involved with marine restoration and preservation. Also, Drew Barrymore was on stage, as well as Orlando Bloom. They were part of the campaign for this ship, MSC World America, and they had a Super Bowl campaign. So they played that commercial that played on the Super Bowl earlier this year, and they came up on stage. And that was a nice little treat to see them on stage. The captain came up on stage as well as the officers. And at the end, Drew Barrymore shook everyone's hands, all the officers' hands. That was nice. They also had a preview of Dirty Dancing, which takes place on this ship. It's part of their shows that they have running here. So overall, a nice evening in the theater. After the naming ceremony, we headed to our dining room for dinner. And I'm going to read the name here. The dining room is called Es Agano. And we had the Maryland crab cake. That's what TJ had for his appetizer. I had the frogua. And then we both had the surf and turf. Now, this is probably the only time that we are going to be in the dining room on this sailing, since it's just a 3-night cruise. I think tomorrow we're going to try the buffet just to experience that and see what that is like for dinner. And then on our final night of the sailing, we have a specialty restaurant. It is their taco restaurant. So you'll see those a little bit later in this video, but that's how we're going to cover food for you in this video. We're going to cover what you can do and get for food in the dining rooms, buffet, and one of the specialty restaurants. So stay tuned and let's keep sailing.
So we are here at MSC's private island, Ocean Cay. And with over 2 miles of white sandy beaches, there's plenty of space for everyone to have fun. So we got off earlier this morning, right off of the ship, and immediately you're right on the island. There's no tram to go to the island. It's literally right in front of you. And right as you get off, you get into some of the shopping, and then right in front of you, there's a bar. So it's perfect. And speaking of bars, let's talk about some of the drinks and food. There are plenty of drink and food options all around the island, with 2 main food courts as well as plenty of food trucks all around the island. Like I mentioned, there's something for everyone in the family to do. Plenty of activities. They have jet skis, you could do kayaking. Even right next to us, they have a lighthouse that you can climb up and take amazing pictures of the ship that's docked. They also have a spa here at Ocean Cay where you can get professionally pampered here on your vacation. There's also a special spot reserved for yacht club members, and they have their own private beach and their own entrance. So right when you get off of the ship, there's a special place for yacht members, and they have trams waiting for you. But included for everyone, they have trams that go all around the island. They do have trams, but we walked the majority of the island already, and it's pretty walkable. So there's no need for a tram, but it is an option if you needed it. So we've been to several other private islands with other cruise lines, and I will say this truly does feel like a private island. It's just for MSC cruises, and it is so massive where it makes me feel like with this one ship docked, I believe they could easily have 2, if not 3 cruises docked here to hold pretty much everyone. It's that big. And so my initial take on this is it is the perfect vacation spot for sure.
I'm stepping in to come and give my opinion. So I really think that this is like one of the top islands, the top island that we've been to on a cruise line. I'm not going to mention other cruise lines. I just think MSC has done such a nice job. One of the things that I really like is that you can walk around.
Yes.
Right? That's so cool. I just think that is really cool that you can walk around the entire island. Like TJ said, there's 2 miles of beaches here. It is not like short little beaches. You're not taking just a part of the island. The other thing here is that they have a marine reserve here as part of the MSC Foundation. And so they are caring about the ocean and the wildlife around the island and rejuvenating the natural habitat around the island. So they just opened their marine center here, which is fantastic. I think it's opening soon, like in the next few days. I heard that it's not open quite yet. We'll try to grab some footage of that to show you. But overall, I'm super impressed. I think so far this, like I said, ranks top in the islands that we've been to. There's not a big water park. You know, we're not really looking for a water park on the island. I'm fine that there's no pool here. Maybe someday they'll build it, but like the way I feel like now that they don't need it. And there's so many bars.
Yes.
There's so many bars. Like I couldn't even tell you. Like
you can't turn your neck without seeing one.
Yeah, but they're not close to each other. The other thing they have that wasn't mentioned yet is they have cabanas.
Yes, they do.
And those are spread out.
Yeah, they're not all stacked against each other. They're just like very spread out. Yeah, which is so nice.
It's just, it feels relaxing. It feels like you want to come here with a group of friends or your family and you just want to chill and relax. I think one of the things probably playing into it, but it's not the only thing, is the weather today is absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Like it's partly cloudy. It's just perfect. So I 100% will sail MSC again just so I can come to this island.
Agreed.
This is Hola Tacos and Cantina. Of course, this is a Mexican restaurant and it is specialty dining. So you will want to make a reservation here if you want to dine here, and it will be an additional cost. They started us off with chips, salsa, and guacamole. We had the nachos, which were good. All the food was good here, though I wouldn't say that I would come here and pay extra for it on my sailing. The server brought out a selection of tacos. We were dining with friends, and it was part of a media event, so we just ate family style. The server picked the tacos for us. We also had a selection of quesadillas and then the enchiladas, and the enchiladas were my favorite thing on the table during this meal. And we finished with dulce de leche. Like I said, everything was good here. I don't have any complaints about the food. I just personally would not pay for this in addition to my cruise fare. It is our final night before we disembark tomorrow morning, and I have really enjoyed our time here on the ship on MSC World America.
I would second that, yes. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, the ship is beautiful, really nice. The food has been solid. I'm happy with the food. No complaints about the food. I mean, there's sometimes you have a miss here and there, but overall,
it's okay.
It's I would call it very solid. You know, sometimes you have something that's stand out, sometimes you have something that's kind of mid or not as good. But I think that nowadays it is what it, you know, that is what it is a lot of places, not just on a ship. So I would not discourage people from coming because of the food at all.
As far as activities, I would say there are plenty of solid activities, not just a bunch of stuff just thrown together. It's a bunch of stuff that we genuinely enjoy doing.
And we did not have like a full sea day. I mean, today was technically a sea day for us because we did not get off the ship today on our final day. We could have gotten off on to Ocean Cay again, but we just didn't have the time. Once again, with these ships, there's so much to do.
Yes.
Like these mega ships, any ship. Like people who say, "Oh, I'm not sure about cruising because I might get bored." I just don't see how that would ever be possible. There's always something to do, no matter what cruise line you're on. Like there's always something to do, even if it means doing nothing. But there's so many activities here, from like the hangar with the slide. And we did the swing today, so like that was fun. That was activities. There's shows happening right now as we're talking to you. There's shows happening on the ship. We're just not at them.
Yeah.
We just came from the dueling piano bar.
This is really good.
Yeah, it was good. And then they were having a comedian tonight too later on. There's just always something going on.
Yeah, and I think with cruising, especially this cruise line, you can kind of curate your own adventure, whether that's you're wanting to be super adventurous or you want to lay back. There's like always a middle ground, and you can honestly make it your own.
This ship is going to be doing, I believe, 7-night sailings. So if you're watching this, you probably booked something that is going to be 7 nights. I don't think you're going to get bored. I could definitely spend 7 nights on this ship.
For sure.
The rooms are adequate for that. We like the room. We like the storage options. Overall, we're really happy with MSC. Now, this was a media sailing, so some things are a little bit different for us because we didn't have to come out of pocket for any of it because of the media sailing. So for us, it doesn't change too much. We're not heavy drinkers, so we did drink on this sailing, and we didn't have to pay for that. But I would look at a drink package. I think MSC does drink packages.
Yes.
So I would look at the drink package, and then I would also, as the prices start coming out for this ship in terms of individual drinks, like kind of weigh your options. Are you going to be drinking enough drinks per day or throughout your sailing to warrant you getting a drink package?
Right, to make it worth it.
So you might not need a drink package because if you're drinking 1 drink a day, it might not be necessary. So that's generally our vibe. We don't drink too much.
All right, so that's going to do it for our sailing. But before we go, I wanted to mention that if you have any questions regarding this sailing, MSC, or any other cruises in general, make sure to check out the link in the description. I can get you a free quote for a vacation and get you priced out and ready to go.
Yep. And if you have any other questions, general questions, comments, your experience on MSC, please share it with us in the comments. And make sure to like this video, subscribe, and we will see you again next time right here.
Bye.
Bye.